So there is an issue of there is an illegal battle, a fierce legal battle between the two. But this legal battle seems to blur the substance of the case, which borders on money laundering. We are talking about an ex-governor appropriating about $80,000 from the state coffers for personal use. So the question I want to ask you, Mr. Monica, sorry, sir, Mr. Moneke, why is the ex-governor evading arrest if he claims to be innocent? Why is he evading arrest? That is the first question. Then the second question is why is the EFCC unable to fish him out wherever he is?
Thank you for inviting me to this important program. I think whatever is happening is the state of the EFCC, the state of the anti-corruption fight in this country. The EFCC was set up by the Obasanjo Atiku administration with good intentions. But like everything in Nigeria, it has actually become a counterfeit of what it ought to be. EFCC, instead of doing the job for which they were set up, appear to have derailed. You see, what Governor Bello is doing, former Governor Bello is doing, is what every defendant in a matter is supposed to do. You must, as a defendant, it's your duty to make sure that you're on top every time. So nobody should begrudge Bello if he decides to use the judicial system to his advantage. The governors, as I tell you today, do no longer fear the EFCC, unlike when Obasanjo was there. The reason is not far-fetched. EFCC, apart from the one or two governors, out of close to 100 that they have convicted, can you tell me the governors they have convicted, the past governors, of all the noise they are making? Apart from the one in Plateau or the one in Taraba, you know, they have not convicted anybody. The governors exchange notes among themselves, and they know the process. The process is the governor do whatever you like. When EFCC comes, they ask you, they find out how much you stole. If you think you stole that thing, you negotiate with them. And of course, you go to court, they grant you bail. And that's the end of the matter. So actually, I may not know why the case of Yahaya Bello is becoming problematic. It is possible because things appear to have changed in the current EFCC. Maybe the new sheriff in town is different from the other people before him. Before then, their relationship, everything they were doing were purely transactional. They know how to settle EFCC. Most of them are highly corrupt. You see, and these are people who are supposed to lead the anti-corruption fight, but they are the epitome of corruption in this country. So maybe they have changed. That's why Bello can no longer trust them. I mean, That may explain why. Otherwise, you ask yourself, where is Fayoshe's case? Where is Obiano's case? Where is, and so many of them. So, media trial or unnecessary sensationalism is not, it's not what we need. What we need is to fight corruption and stop corruption, which is killing Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Well, you talked about the some ex-governors being the cases of some ex-governors, Obiano and Fayose, but these governors submitted themselves willingly to the commission.
Yes, I did say that maybe the reason this man is trying to make himself unavailable because there is a new sheriff in town. You remember that this is the first time that an independent prosecutor is heading the EFCC. Before, they used to be serving policemen. I will know policemen and corruption in this country. The police is regarded as one of the most corrupt agencies, you know. So maybe the others knew how to handle them. But this one, they are looking for the key to unlock the man's inner mind, to know whether he really wants to work or not to work. And Bello does not want to make himself to be used for test case with this new sheriff. So I think that, to me, that's the way I've seen the whole thing. You know, I've not seen it because the EFCC, again, political interference is also one of the reasons. What happened to the security people who assisted the ex-governor Bello to evade arrest? In proper jurisdictions, that very day, you put them in guard room and undergo on the orderly room trial. You see, most of these things appear so hazy that you find it difficult to understand what is actually going on. So they are working. The governor, the current governor, he just won his case on appeal that is duly elected.
Yes, yes.
Everybody knew he was not duly elected. You see, the issues, corruption, even though this man martyred it, the former president martyred it, but I know that corruption will kill this country and lead to ease on the development if we don't stop it.
But do you think that the people of Kogi State, majority of them are solidly behind Bello, given what happened on the 17th of April, where his supporters rallied for him, you know, mounted resistance to his arrest? Do you think that the people of Kogi State support him?
Now, it will be difficult to say that the people of Kogi State are supporting. The people of Kogi State are millions and millions of people. How many were the people who assisted him to resist arrest? So even a thief can get that number of supporters. You get some touts and give them money, and they stand for you. How many are they? Well, I mean, so it cannot be that the people of Kogi State, in fact, the oppressed people of Kogi State, may actually be happy with the EFCC coming in, wading into the malfeasance of the former governor. But the issue is that the majority of Nigerians are handicapped. They don't know what is going on. Most of them believe that it's a chess game, that somebody is beating the drum. These things are, the more you do, the less you see. So people don't understand what is going on. That's what you. So the question of Kogi State people supporting is a lie. It's very far from the truth, because there is no empirical evidence to support that assertion. A state where you have millions of people, for you to use people that are less than 200 to now say they're supporting this thing. Not even, you don't even have up to 1,000 people. And I use that to say, oh, that they're supporting. It's not fair.
But as we speak now, we have a fierce legal battle. The Council of Bello is saying that the Federal High Court now lacks jurisdiction to continue that case because they have filed an appeal against the warrant of arrest granted to the EFCC. So what do you think about this? Do you think that these court cases are blurring? That is, the judiciary is losing sight of the substance of corruption cases. We seem to be focusing more on procedural measures, procedural. What do you think about it?
Yeah, every institution of government, judiciary is an arm of government. It has its own systems and procedures. You see, why these things are done, you agree with me that if you don't do them, they will definitely lead to miscarriage of justice. You are saying what you're saying because, hello?
Okay. I can hear you. Speak on.
Okay. You are saying what you are saying because you are not involved. Sometimes, if you just take things hastily, some innocent person may find themselves at the wrong side of the law. That's why we all condemn mob justice. We follow due process in doing things. I believe that there is no need for Federal High Court or any court for that matter, any high court for that matter, to still inquire into a case once there is an appeal. If there is an appeal, you should automatically act as a stay or whatever is going on, so that the court, the case on appeal is not rendered as a fait accompli. So certain things must be done. Most of these theatrics that play out should be avoided. If people know, they know. Because the lawyers are senior advocates. They know. Why continue a case in the Federal High Court when it's being appealed? You should answer. The important is for the Court of Appeal, if they're honest, to expect that thing. It will take more than 1 week. Okay. To dispense with a matter in the Court of Appeal. And then you go back. If he has a merit, yes. If he doesn't have a merit, this. Let me tell you, like as I said earlier, the defendant, whatever he does to make sure he doesn't fall on the wrong side is allowed. That's what is going on with Trump in the United States. They indicted him, but somehow he's appealing, and people are saying he's delaying. That is what he wants, because delay will favor him. If he wins, then he can nullify everything using his position. So what do you expect him? He has a planned strategy on how to approach this, and it's working for him. So why condemn him? It's for the prosecutor to know how to checkmate the defendant. It's not for the defendant to follow whatever the prosecutor says. Thank you.
Let's move to the substance of the case a bit further, because I cannot understand why a governor, a sitting governor, who receives salaries would imagine of embezzling public funds. I mean, it is unbelievable. Why does it happen?
You see, you will ask yourself, you are talking of a sitting governor. All the governors in this country embezzle public funds. It's the issue of local government allocation. The Supreme Court just gave a judgment on the matter that you give the local government people what is theirs. And the governors are making a big issue out of it, because they believe the money is their own. You are collecting it. I mean, sometimes there is no, apart from 2 or, less than 10 governors, and most of them are cosmetic, because they write the names of those who will win, and they give it. So it's an appointment colored in election. You know, the issue is that the local government has not been made strong. The states are given a lot of leeway in determining the structure and governance at the local government level. And until you make them a proper tier of government, you are still going to be having problems. All the governors, without exception, are corrupt. So you don't single out Bello. Tell me a governor that is not corrupt. How much do they collect as a security vote every month? How much do they collect? Some governors collect 500 million. Some collect 1 billion. What are they doing with that? When a governor finishes, he becomes a billionaire. He's not a businessman, no. He's just be spending money without working for it. That's why the economy is going down. If you look at the value of Naira, people are talking. Yes, despite that we are not a production economy. Rather, we consume a lot. The excesses of the governors are contributory to the declining value of Naira. Because when they collect the local government fund, they use them to buy dollars, pounds, and store in the government house. Where did they get the money? If you visit any government house, the governors give you a share distance as if they produce, it's a legal tender. Where did they get them? So the point there is that it's really a problem. I'm not exempting people at the federal level. You know, corruption is really eating deep in this country. And unless something is done about it, we are building a country where we give the impression that criminality pays.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Moneke. Let me acknowledge the presence of another guest in the person of Mr. Abrefo Joe, Esquire. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning, my brother. I appreciate you. I'm sorry for joining late. I was in another meeting before. I'm sorry for coming late.
No problem, sir. Mr. Joe Esquire is the chairman of Coalition for the Protection of Democracy, Edo State Chapter. Please, can you turn on your video? It seems that the background is dark. I can't see your face.
I
can't see your face. All right, it's much better now.
Is it better now? Is it better?
Much better. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay. So could you adjust your camera and let your face come up a bit? All right. All right.
I don't know. Is it better?
A bit more. A bit more. Where is it? No. So it's better now. It's better now.
It's better
so
like
we are
this.
looking at the anti-corruption fight currently between EFCC and Yahaya Bello. It seems to be a stout legal battle, blurring the substance of the case, which borders on money laundering and appropriation of about $100 million from the state covers for personal use. So what do you think about this? Do you think that the judiciary seems to be losing sight of the case? Or do you think that, let's know your thoughts, sir.
Sorry, come again. The line was breaking. I heard of judiciary. That was the only thing I heard clearly.
Okay, I was talking about the anti-corruption fight between EFCC and Yahaya Bello.
Yes.
You have been following the legal battle between the two parties, and currently the ex-governor and his counsel are putting forward an argument saying that the Federal High Court has lacked jurisdiction to continue with the case because they have appealed against the warrant of arrest applied by the EFCC. So do you think that they are losing, judiciary is losing sight of the substance of the case, which borders on corruption?
Well, thank you very much. I think you asked me sincerely, put the anti-corruption body, the EFCC, they are not better off. They are, the corruption within the EFCC is even worse than what they ought to be fighting against. That is why they are finding it extremely difficult up to this moment, going forth and back, thinking of and talking about having difficulties in getting Yahaya Bello arrested and prosecute. That is what it is the same corruption that is accounting for the different cases here and there. I'm talking about jurisdiction or no jurisdiction. The evidences are there. The man committed a financial crime. Get him arrested to come and account for his stewardship while he was the governor of Kogi State. For the period he was there, he never did anything. No meaningful development took place in Kogi State. He was the youngest governor, which some of us were thinking that they would have done better as a youth. But it's a bad example to the youth that the youth are not also better if given the opportunity. Imagine somebody, one governor, embezzling over 80 billion naira from a state as small as Kogi, and the body saddled with the responsibility of bringing such people to account for what they've done. That is EFCC. They are still having reasons to tell you that they cannot arrest him. This court have jurisdiction. That one doesn't have jurisdiction, and all of that. To me, they are worse off, and because of the level of corruption in the EFCC itself, that is why they also find it difficult to bring people to book. That is what, and I believe Yahaya Bello may have also known this, and he must have either through his counsel or one way or the other bribe them to make sure that they frustrate this case. Finally, the matter will die off. So that is my take on it, my brother.
But why has the EFCC unable to fish him out? You talked about corruption.
They have not been able to, my brother. They have not been able to. They have not. See, if anybody tells you that EFCC does not know where Bello, even as we speak in this program this morning, if anybody tells you that the EFCC doesn't know where Bello is, they are deceiving you. They are deceiving themselves. EFCC knows where Bello is. They know if they want to get him, they know how to get him. They know where to get him. But because of corruption, because somebody somewhere has been compromised, and that is they can come up and tell you, oh, we'll be trying to reach him, we'll give him ultimatum, turn up, they give up yourself or don't give up yourself. Is the EFCC saying that they don't know where Bello is in this country? Even this morning, as we speak, they know. They know. It is not difficult for them to pick him up. Let a poor man commit such of offense, a financial crime. In less than 24 hours, the poor man will be fished out. So it is not the only reason why it is difficult for EFCC to pick up or arrest Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, is because of the level of corruption. Some people somewhere at the helm of affair in the EFCC, they have been compromised, they have been bribed, they have taken money from people so that they can protect him.
Okay.
That is my thing.
I talked about the inability to see your face. I think the light has turned on again.
You are not seeing my face?
You may change your sitting position, sir.
Okay, let me change my sitting position.
All right.
Is it better?
Better, much better now. Now, you said that...
Is it better?
It's better, okay. It's better, sir. You said that the corruption in EFCC is making people to pay in the commission, right? That was your take. And the corruption in EFCC is making people to pay in the commission. So, but the current EFCC,
yes, that is my position, my brother. That is my position.
Okay. The current, has there been any alleged corruption of the current EFCC led by Mr. Ola Olukoyede? because he assumed office. It's barely a year now. The current EFCC, as led by Mr. Ola Olukoyede, he seems to be fighting corruption head on. So why is it that, why did you say that corruption seems to be beating people's faith in the commission?
You see, my brother, the head of EFCC is just an individual. The place is already a rotten organization. I don't want to go into mentioning the past leaders of EFCC, what they did when they newly came in, and how they eventually ended up. That is why for somebody like me, he is standing right now of the new EFCC chairman. Doesn't need somebody like me, because we've seen that in the past. We've seen Farida, we've seen Oladimeji. We've seen so many of them. At the end of the day, you found out that, in fact, sometimes what they tell us in the public is different from what they do in the secret. Is it not the one in the helm of affair up to today that we still making that he has not been able to arrest and prosecute Yahaya Bello? Is it not the one in the helm of affair? Like I said before, if he's really very active and sincere and hardworking and doing his job professionally, why is it difficult? Why is it difficult for him to arrest Yahaya Bello? Why? Those are the questions that we need to tell the public. Some of us are eager, we want to know. Why? Because he has all the statutory power to arrest Yahaya Bello. And as we speak, today he will be declared wanted. Tomorrow another story will come up. The other day will be. What are we talking about? Going forth and back? My brother, I will not give a credit to the new EFCC chairman until these profile cases is able to handle them and prosecute and convict somebody or some of them. I won't give him credit, because we have seen this in the past and nothing positive has come out of it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cho. I'll come back to you shortly. Let me move to Mr. Moneke. Now, Mr. Cho talked about there are so many high-profile cases yet to be concluded by the EFCC, past cases. Now, this brings me to the question: what do you think? Are there forces beyond the EFCC preventing the commission from, effectively discharging its duties? For example, under the first EFCC chairman, he cried out that the judiciary, as well as other political forces in the executive, were preventing him from, launching investigations against ex-governors. He talked about Delay of Rivers State, then one Buri of Delta State. So you think that the EFCC has been willing to discharge its duties, but these external forces have been rendering the commissions inactive to discharge its duties? What do you think?
I want to thank you. I want to align myself with the position of my co-guest here, that EFCC is a corrupt and rotten institution. You see, no judiciary, no court stopped them from investigating anybody. Their problem is that, especially when everybody was there, was that we had an institution that believed in media trial. Whatever they think, the effectiveness is measured by the publicity they get in the media. That is not the thing. You see, you had an institution that never investigated matter, even before taking them to court. If you hear that the EFCC has convicted people, who are the people convicted? They are mostly small fries, small people, Yahoo boys. The other one. That's what we set up EFCC to be doing. The real money, people who are stealing the real money, and whom people know are stealing the real money of Nigeria. EFCC is playing games with them. You see, I do not want to blame the head, because of EFCC at any time, because there is little the head can do when the institution is corrupt. The head may be handicapped. In this country, where the head has little stake or little hand in the recruitment process, maybe somebody bigger than the head forces him to employ people that he shouldn't employ, who are crooks. Most crooks know what to do. Most of them know how to wangle themselves into lucrative positions where they will damage the organization. That is what we are seeing in EFCC. People who work with EFCC are stupendously rich. Yet they are supposed to fight corruption. Where do they get their money, obscene money from? If it's not from bribe and corrupt activities. They just want to, what they want is how much is at stake. They now know how much they will extort from the person, and the case dies. You are dealing with people who don't have any love for this country. They love their pockets, and they can go to hell with getting someone that convicting him. You convict somebody when you do thorough investigation. You convict somebody when you do thorough investigation. If you take somebody to court when an investigation has not been done, you cannot convict him, because he is going to, the defense will see many loopholes in your case and get it knocked out. Especially a defense that has money, with which they can get very strong lawyers. I mean, you can't convict. You can't convict this. You get lawyers that are more knowledgeable than prosecutors, and the lawyers will just dribble them. And of course, the judge has nothing to do. The judge will not do your case for you. The judge cannot do a case for anybody. It is what you place before him that he will rule on. So if you are unable to prosecute your case, I will want the judge to turn a prosecutor and convict somebody when you have made a watery case against him. You are not serious. So if somebody is shouting that somebody is there, it's what is provided in the justice system, criminal justice system. That's that an accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So you have to prove that person. And guilty has to be beyond reasonable doubt. So You have to do that. So it's not to you that you have to do that. Why wouldn't you prepare? You rush so that people will see you to be active, motion without movement. And then you go and get some riffraffs and convict them. I ask, how many governors since the past 25 years we have been on democracy? How many governors? They have all been stealing government funds. How many of them have been convicted? There are not less than 100 governors that have passed through the system. How many governors have been convicted? None of them can tell you today that he has not he didn't steal public fund. How many of them have they held accountable?
All right, I've got you. Thank you very much. Let me direct to that question, same question in a different way, though, to Mr. Abrifo. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
All right, on the 17th of April, we saw something that looked like a movie that happened at Abuja when the EFCC tried to arrest the ex-governor of the state, Yahaya Bello, and the arrest was truncated by security personnel attached to the current governor, Ahmed Usman Ododo. Now, I ask you the same question. Do you think that there are external forces inhibiting the smooth operation of EFCC? Because we learned that the Council of Yahaya Bello filed a counter case at the Kogi High Court, restricting the EFCC from arresting, prosecuting, or arraigning ex-governor. So we have a clear case of the judiciary and also political forces in the person of the current governor of the state, preventing the arrest of the governor. So there must be, what do you think about that? Are there external forces in this case?
Thank you very much. Yeah, in as much as we agree to an extent that there are external forces, but if you look at what happened that day, you discover that it was aided by the present governor of Kogi State, who is planted there by the Yahaya Bello himself. It therefore means that it was a case of a godfather or a godson now protecting his godfather, and that is Yahaya Bello. At the time that thing happened, Yahaya Bello does not have any immunity anymore because he's no longer the governor. But because of corruption, I still believe so much on the corruption being the main cause of the Nigeria problem. The man came into power not because he didn't win the election. You and I know that. The current governor didn't win the election, but Yahaya Bello as the governor then used his power, used the instrumentality of the state security to install this current governor as the governor of Kogi State. And in return, the present governor also saw that, well, I don't want to bite the finger that fed me. I have immunity. I am the chief security officer of Kogi State. So to an extent, I can give instruction to the security personnel in the state. And that was what played out that day. Where you are in a fair society, the current governor cannot deny the fact that he's not aware that Yahaya Bello, the former governor, who handed over to him, that is a corrupt man. The current governor will not say that he's not aware that the man is wanted by the EFCC to account for over 80 billion financial crime, and that money came out of the state that he was just newly elected to govern. In a sane society, he would have been very much interested to make sure that such person is brought to book. But because of this same corruption that we're talking about, because of the godfatherism, he decided, first and foremost, Yahaya Bello will not just wake up without the express permission or approval of the new governor. He will not wake up, and Yahaya Bello will not wake up and just walk into the government house or walk into the government office annex in Abuja. So this man provided security for him. This man took care of him and make sure he prevented the security agents from arresting him. I will not agree in totality that external forces, external influence are the reason why EFCC is not functioning. It's not doing what it ought to have been doing. I don't believe in that. The EFCC is a rotten organization. It's a corrupt organization that, unless the commission is completely overhauled from national to state level and bring people who are disciplined, people who have integrity on board, this what we are talking about now will continue on daily basis. Like my brother, the co-guest here said, how many governor have EFCC tried and prosecuted in Nigeria? How many high-profile cases have they handled and followed to conclusion? It was in this same country. You all know. You will all remember. It was in this same country a governor was tried and set free, and he ran abroad to UK, and he was tried in UK and jailed, and came back to Nigeria, where after serving his jail term, he was given a red carpet reception in this country, and he's still walking about today, gallivanting everywhere among the people, among the decision makers today in this country. So what are we talking about?
Right.
EFCC, if they want to, like I said, if EFCC want to arrest Yahaya Bello, prosecute Yahaya Bello, they have every what it takes to do that. Or because of corruption within the system, that is why they are claiming that because of external influence they are not able to. I would believe it, and I don't belong to that school of thought, and I don't agree with them at all.
We appreciate you, sir. We appreciate you, sir. Mr. Moneke, just in 2 sentences, what would you advise either Mr. Bello or the EFCC in this situation now? Just in 2 sentences, briefly.
Yes, quickly. I advise both parties to allow the judicial process to play out. And once the case at the Court of Appeal is exhausted or is dealt with, the EFCC should go ahead and arrest the guy. The federal government has enough security armada to arrest anybody, even to know where anybody is. So if EFCC tells you that they are having difficulty in arresting Yahaya Bello, it's a lie. They can arrest Yahaya Bello within 24 hours, just in the most. So allow the judicial, since the matter is before it's in the court now, so allow the judicial process to play out. Again, but if Yahaya Bello gives, is very problematic, that will also taken into account when you are giving him bail. They have been on his matter since March. But to that of Fayoshe, you saw what happened within 1 week, maximum 2 weeks. He got bail. But this man is proving tough. When he comes now, how EFCC responds? Because eventually they will arrest him. But what happens hereafter will prove to you, the undercurrent that is playing out. I do not believe that Yahaya Bello is doing this solely on his own. There could be a collusion with those who posture as anti-corruption czars. It could be a conspiracy to deceive the gullible Nigerians when Nigeria continues to bleed.
Right, thank you very much, Mr. Moneke. And we appreciate also, Mr. Abris, your intellectual expression on this session of this political discussion. We hope to meet you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and God bless you. You too.
And you too.
My pleasure.
Okay. All right.